Have you noticed that even when you're doing everything right, your erections aren't as firm now that you're 60 years old? Some morning erections, a desire in the form of scientific desire, and an energy that flows without clear reason. This is not a personnel failure. This isn't just aging. There is a hidden factor, a silent error that appears at night and, without even realizing it, affects the circulation and nocturnal sensitivity that your virility needs. Let's continue. I'll show you the number one habit, which is straightforward and unexpected, to do before bed and wake up in order to restore your flow and your confidence, and your overall health. I appreciate your efforts. You have already tried improving your management, increasing your physical activity, and lowering your stress levels. However, the symptoms appear gradually and silently over the night. Normalize, on a regular basis. Additionally, dependence results in a loss of independence, a fear of losing one's identity, and a decreased desire to leave. My goal for today is to make the mechanisms clear and provide you with concrete, reliable, and repeatable gestures. What is the urgency? Because the decline doesn't happen overnight. She is gradual. Your body should be in repair mode at night, with better oxygenation, synchronized hormone cycles, and spontaneous nighttime erections that entretiennent the tissues. When these cycles end, the erection tissue loses its elasticity, the microcirculation becomes cautious, and the brain gradually starts to associate night and watch instead of night and recuperation. Result, morale en berne, fermeté en retrait, réveil sans érection. After 60 years, safeguard your independence by preserving this nighttime ballet. The enemy's cache, in plain English, these three factors are sommeil imbalance, microvascular stress, and fond sedentarity. In the evening, digestion is accelerated, the brain is exposed to blue light, it rests assise encore un peu, and it waits to se détendre. It also tends the nervous system, reduces the depth of the sommeil, and fixes the robinet of oxide nitrique, the molecule that helps the arteries expand. On a typical morning, the penis received less blood, fewer signals, and less natural exercise. Point of authority without sensationalism. In urology and cardiology, the quality of nocturnal and matinal erections has long been considered a reliable indicator of cardiovascular and neurological health. When they fail, the lifestyle, diet, potential medications, and circulation are examined. There are no magical promises here. Simple explanations of proven principles and procedures that may be helpful step by step. Make a financial account. Items ranging from 8 to 1. The advertisements are shown first, followed by the immediate alternative. For each item, problem, science, in clair, impact after 60 years. Easy action today. I would say, what is pyre? Among things 7 to 4, as accumulation frequently leads to damage. Voici la nuance. A crochet comes before items 3 to 1. Additionally, since the first is a rituel bifenêtre, it is quite easy to follow. 8th, a heavy and late dinner problem. Eating a large meal close to bed diverts blood toward digestion, causing stomach distress, increasing reflux, and disrupting sleep. Science, Claire. Active digestion equals less sommeil depth. Surcharge equals potential decrease in useful vasodilators for the farm. Impact beyond age 60, more frequent awakenings, less reparative phases, and more infrequent nighttime erections. Today's basic action is to eat at least 3 hours before bed. Light. Assiette. Vegetables plus lean meat, plus a few good grains. Reduce the amount and sell if you eat late. 9th. Little alcohol during the evening to relax. The problem is that alcohol may make you sleepy, but it also causes sleepiness and dehydration. Science. The sommeil's architecture is fragile and can disrupt the deep phases where nighttime erections occur. Dehydration thickens the blood. Effects after 60, less recovery, decreased firmness, and sluggish and exhausted awakenings. Today's simple action is to save the alcohol for a special occasion. Tisane apaisante, verveine, chamomile, or tiède citronné might be used in its place at night. What is pyre? Alcohol plus late-night salty meal equals sommeil haché, plus water retention plus internal dehydration, the three that cut the wings to the nighttime circulation. 6. Écrans in the time before the coucher. The problem is that the blue light and the deficit waken your brain. Science. The light suppresses the hormone melatonin, which aids in the initiation and maintenance of cycles. The brain remains alert. Impact beyond 60. Delayed onset, more superficial sommeil, and fewer spontaneous nighttime erections. Today's basic action: 60 minutes without screens before dodo. Étirements, respiration, and a gentle lecture are preferred. What is PIRE? Écrans tardifs plus prolongé canapé égale sédentarité plus stimulation of the brain. Double freeze en détente and circulation. 5. These assises without a bouger. The problem is that the prolonged assise position damages the pelvic region and ralentit the venous return. Science. Less movement means less muscular pressure, which means less oxygen reaching the basin. Effects after 60. Moral decline, a shift from poverty to poverty, and morning awakenings without rigidity. Today's simple action is to take 3 minutes out of every 45 minutes, make 10 gentle flexions, then walk and étirer les hanches. Chaise qui ne comprend pas la périnée, if at all possible. What is PIRE? Sédentarité plus tardy screens plus heavy eating is triple erreur silencieuse. You lock the door at night without even taking it into consideration. 4th, dehydration, or conversely, breathing too slowly. Problem: too little boire during the day thickens the song. A lot of boire at the sofa wakes up at night. Science: a more viscous blood circulates less effectively. Repeated nighttime mictions cause the sommeil to sink deeply. Impact at 60. Bare infirmité, matinal tiredness. Today's simple action is to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Reduce the liquids 2 hours before the coucher, leaving only a few gorgées if soif. Here is the nuance. The 3 final things are accelerators rather than interdicts. They awaken the nitrate, relax the nervous system, and restore the targeted movement. And the number 1 compiles everything in a really straightforward protocol. 3rd, too short or too irregular in appearance. Problems include nights before 6 or 7 o'clock and shifting schedules. Science. During sleep, the body regulates hormones and vasculature. Too short nights cause these adjustments. Effects after age 60 include decreased energy, erratic desire, and fewer nighttime erections. Today's easy action is to build a consistent window of sunlight, 7 hours environ. Somber, clean, and quiet room. Regulators for awakening and sleeping. 4th, opening the pelvic plancher and vasodilator breathing. The problem is that we forget the muscles that support and regulate our erection. We breathe heavily and under stress. Science. Targeted contractions and breathing stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system and promote the release of nitrate oxygen, which aids in arterial dilatation. Impact after 60 years: better control, better attire, and more selenium. Today's basic action is to get up, breathe for 2 minutes, 4-4-6, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. X 5 cycles and perform 10 pelvic plancher contractions to halt the jet. 3 series throughout the day and breathe naturally without using fessiers or abdos. 5. The Rituel Bifenêtre, evening protector plus morning activator, the first secret. The problem is that without a framework, the night breaks up and the morning is cold. Science. A brief pre-post sleep program calms the nervous system, promotes cycles, and gives tissues a natural night workout. Impact after 60 years. More nocturnal and matinal erections, more steady energy, and returning confidence. Today's basic action, specific mode of employment. Fenêtre soir, 15 minutes, 60 minutes without an LCD. Warm light, telephone outside the room. If feasible, dinner ends at 3 hours. If not, the portion is light. De respiration for 2 minutes, 4-4-6. Let it go voluntarily. Clothes for the hanches, 30 to 60 seconds each side, to free the bassin. Infusion available upon request. Last loudness 2 hours before bedtime. Fenêtre matin, 5 minutes before the café. 10 plancher pelvic contractions, 3 contractions and 3 releases. 1 minute of genou monté in a peaceful setting to float toward the bassin. 2 more minutes of prolonged breathing, or, if feasible, 90 seconds in the sun on the balcony to adjust the biological clock. Recall the entire account à rebours. Remain until number 1, as it's the most straightforward and effective way to depict the conditions of the farm night after night. Mini stories to retell. Jean, 68, late dinners and screens until nightfall. After 3 weeks of the Bifenêtre ritual, he became more profound and experienced firm awakenings 3 mornings on 5. I feel like myself again, he said. 72-year-old Michel, very helpful, anxious tonight. He walks for 3 minutes while breathing 4 to 6 and flexing his pelvis. Apart from my routine, nothing spectacular has changed. It's enough. Frequently asked questions, Frances. Les somnifères? Certain medication may cause severe sleep disturbances. Never alter a course of treatment without a doctor's approval. Speak with your doctor. Non-pharmacological alternatives may be helpful. Heart problems, anemia, or catheterism. There is a connection between pulmonary circulation and cardiac circulation. Maintain a strict cardiovascular regimen. Modify your activities and routines accordingly. How long will it take to see an effect? The better is cumulative. In 2 to 3 weeks, many men report feeling better and having more energy. Regularity follows. First and foremost, security. This content is educational. It does not replace a consultation. Consult without delay if you experience pain, douloureux symptoms, a sharp decline in your strength, cardiac issues, new or janant urinary symptoms, or if a medication seems to be affecting your sexuality. A customized assessment can identify what needs treatment and what primarily stems from habits. Summary of the 8 items with alternatives. 8. Dinner late lord, dinner 3 hours early, light assiette. Sept. Week-end occasionnel, alcool du soir, infusion apaisante. 6. Écran en dodo, lecture, illumination chaude, and 60 minutes off. 5. Long hours assises, flexion, marche, and 3-minute pauses every 45 minutes. 4. Dehydration boire trop tard equals hydration during the day, but not at night. 3. Sommeil court irrégulier, chambre sombre, fraîche, stable window, 7 hours. 2. Plancher pelvien plus lente respiration, 5 minutes every morning. 1er. Bifenêtre routine, soir protecteur plus matin activator, 20 minutes per day. Action plan in 5 steps, starting tonight. 1. Set the screen 60 minutes before the coucher. Have the phone in your room. 2nd. Proceed with the meal or stop the franchement. 3. Practice breathing 4-4-6 under soft lighting for 2 minutes. 4. Tomorrow morning before coffee, 10 pelvic contractions plus 1 minute of genou O and 2 minutes of breathing. 5. To prevent sleepiness, set a pause 3 minutes alarm for each of the day's 45 minutes. It is not too late. The erection tissue remains flexible and alive. The circulation is restored. The brain learns the rhythm again. Following 60 years, every quality night is a direct investment in your vitality, humor, mental clarity, and longevity. Gentle community interaction. Tap 1 if you start the Bifenêtre ritual right away, and 0 if you're unsure, and let me know what comes up. I'll respond in a future video. If you have learned something useful today, write Je suis réveillé. Et ensuite, please pay attention. I'll show you 3 short 5-minute matinaux exercises to help you refocus your energy towards your penis, including a version specifically designed for fragile genitalia. We'll also show you which daily routines can naturally support your testosterone levels after 60 years of age, without making unrealistic promises, but with exercises you can follow. Your erections are not just for the sex, messieurs. These are neuronal, hormonal, and vascular communications. The preservation of them is not vanity, it's about dignity. Let's avoid the silent error of the evening. Mettons en place, ensemble, relaxant mornings and reparenting nights. This evening, you have a plan. Tomorrow, you'll have an elan.